Let's do this wrap up. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. My name is Silke and today I will be doing my March wrap up. I've been having a day, so we're just gonna ignore the fact that my energy level will go up and down. It's one of those days. I'm pre-filming a couple of videos today. So not only are you gonna have to deal with my up and down energy level for this video, but also a couple more because I, as you know, probably am moving this month and I'm also going on vacation and I wanted to start to pack some things down before going on vacation. Also, I'm a little with my books and I don't like the sun damage, and this shelf is like directly next to a window, so in the mornings the sun is like on my books and I don't want to do that. So I just decided to film a couple of videos and then pack everything down today so that everything is ready for me to move when I get back from my tiny vacation. So that's good. I'm in a rambly mood. Apparently. I didn't think I was, but I am. Anyways, let's just talk about the stats, then I'll talk about the books, and then we'll move on. Also, this hair, I didn't do anything with it today, and I'm actually not mad at it. It looks kind of cute, in my opinion. Apart from this strand, but I'm just living with it. I literally woke up like this. Not mad about it at all. Alright, so in March I read a total of 5 books. The total page count was 2,036, which is good. I like when we get to the 2000s. It's good. I'm happy with it. As for the authors, I have 4 that are new to me and 1 that I have read before. With the star ratings, I have 1 2-star, 2 4-star, and 2 5-star. As for the rep, I have 1 with mental health rep and 4 with no rep whatsoever. There might be tiny bits, but not enough for me to count it. So like, there might be a side character, but the side character doesn't have enough of a purpose in the whole story for it to count to me as rep, if you know what I mean. Then we have the author nationality. I have 3 from the US, 1 from Australia, and 1 from Canada. With the genre, I have 4 fantasy and 1 that I put in miscellaneous. And miscellaneous in this case is adventure, I would call it. So miscellaneous is just anything that doesn't fit the other genres that I have, and I don't want to mention all of them because there is a lot, which is why I decided not to add more, because these were the ones that I was most likely to read, so anything other than those will go in miscellaneous. Then we have the type of book. I read 4 that was a part of a series and 1 standalone. As for the intended audience, I read 3 middle grades and 2 YA. With the format, I read 1 as an audiobook and 4 as physical books. As for the sources, I have 1 that was hauled, 2 that was owned, and 2 that was gifted. And finally, the releases, I have 2 that was released between 2022 and 2023, and 3 that was released prior to 2022. That was all the stats. Let's look at the books. I am once again going to take it from worst to best, so that we save the 5 stars for last, which is inconvenient because I stacked them the other way around. So I've already talked a little bit about this in my 24-hour readathon thing. 24-hour of reading vlog thing. And my 2-star was The Raven Heir by Stephanie Burgess. So what is this about? This is about these 3 kids that live in the forest with their mom and their older brother, and there's somebody else who I don't really know who is. Apparently, their mother has taken them from their home because one of them is the heir to the throne, and in order to keep them safe, she has hidden them in the forest, giving me very Rapunzel-ish vibes, except for the fact that the mother is not evil, you know? So she's not like a Mother Gothel, she's not evil. Then somebody comes to the home to try and get the heir, and the 3 siblings then escape and go on this journey to rescue their mother and brother from the people that they ran from. The mother and brother didn't escape. There is also these things about them having different magical abilities, And our main character, who I don't remember her name, Cordelia, I think? Yeah, the main character, Cordelia, she can turn into animals, which is awesome, and definitely my favorite part of this book is her ability to do that. I don't remember the other two's powers because they're not explored as much as Cordelia's is. But we follow those three on this little adventure. I didn't like it. I didn't. And I would recommend this, but for kids. I wouldn't recommend it if you're like an adult reading middle grades because you like it. But I would recommend it for kids. I will say that. It is very fast-paced. A lot of things are very easily solved. And there is so, like, these kids are so naive, and it pisses me off that they just trust everybody. And it's like, there's this one point where somebody says, "Oh, don't you realize that Cordelia has been lying to you?" And then the siblings are like, "Cordelia, why would you lie to us?" And I'm like, bitch, you were just told that by somebody. You shouldn't even be trusted. You met them 3 hours ago. Yeah, I'm sorry. It pissed me off. So I gave this 2 stars, which might have been a little bit too... I might have been a little bit too kind, but I did really enjoy Cordelia's magic powers. In the ending, she had to make a sacrifice, and I felt like that was a little bit heartbreaking, but I don't care enough to continue with the series. So... that is it for me for the Raven Heir. Could have been done better, could have been executed better. I think maybe if it was a little bit longer and there was a little bit more of a quest or an adventure going on, it would have been better, but we didn't get that. I am just going to take this straight away because it was from the same vlog and I don't have too much to say, to be completely honest. But it's a Well of the Wild. This was adorable. If you like animals, if you like these type of adventure stories, I would highly recommend. It is very wholesome. It is very cute. There is some stakes, some high stakes in this. And we follow these 2 whale siblings, these 2 orca siblings. What I really like about this is that it's very factual, so you also learn a lot about orcas in this. And we also have this giant part at the end about orcas, so you can actually learn about them, which is cool. And I like that. So, but it is just like a cute, wholesome adventure story following, what's their names? Deneb and Vega. And they're just adorable. Freaking adorable. Would highly recommend. I gave this 4 stars. And I am biased because orcas are my favorite animal, so just reading about them was a 10 out of 10 experience for me. Next up, also a 4-star, this. School for Good and Evil, The Last Ever After. I have never disliked a main character so damn much. Sophie is a menace, and Sophie pisses me off, but I guess that's the point, and she is written very unlikable, and so it is the point. But oh my god, she pissed me off. And Agatha is so sweet and so adorable, and she just lets Sophie walk all over her. And I know it's the point, so it's why I'm still giving it like a 4-star, because it's done really well. And as I said, I know it's the point that we're supposed to be annoyed with Sophie. Oh my god, this was so good. So this is the 3rd and final book in the school years of the School for Good and Evil. So if you've seen my Aurelium... Have it been posted yet? I don't know. But in my Aurelium TBR, I talk about the next book in the series, which is the first one in the Camelot years. So we're kind of moving on to a different... I think we're moving away from the school, but I'm not sure because obviously I haven't read it yet. But I really, really like this, and I like what they've done with it. And I'm excited to see where we go with these characters. I'd also kind of forgotten what happened in the second one, but upon reading this, I was like, oh yeah, there was something about the boys versus the girls instead of good versus evil. And this one was new versus old, and that was really cool. And we get to see a bunch of the traditional fairy tale characters and them as old people. It's just, I really like it. And Tedros pisses me off. Once again, another character that pisses me off beyond belief. Tedros. And I don't know if that's supposed to be that way, but issues. So for good reason, I cannot tell you what this is about because it's the third in a series. But in the School for Good and Evil, we follow Sophie and Agatha, who is taken from their regular village lives and dropped into the schools for good and evil. Sophie really wants to be a princess, but she is dropped off at the school for evil, whereas Agatha, who Sophie has always felt was very witchy, has been dropped off for the school for good. And then we follow them as they go about their days at the school. I would recommend. The more I get into the series, the more I like it, so I recommend. The 2 5 stars. Listen, first of all, I now have a new book boyfriend, and I love it. And also, the other is one of my new all-time favorite books. I think it might be in the top 3, together with Illusionary and Master of Iron. I think this might be my top 3. Wait. I can't sit here and say that because fire is all... Let's say top 5. It's in the top 5 together with Illusionary, These Violent Delights, Blade of Secrets. I keep saying Master of Iron. Fire, and then we have this one. But I'm going to talk about my book boyfriend first. The first 5-star of the month, Spice Road. I had such high expectations for this book, and they were met. I love this. We have enemies to lovers times 2, actually, because there's also a love triangle. And it is just so good. I love it. I've come to realize that I really, really like desert fantasies. This gives me everything I ever wanted. So in this, we follow Imani and it's a world where your magic is based on the spice. They drink it as a tea, and then that gives them their powers, which is cool. And there's, once again, something that I really like is when there's different types of powers so that everyone aren't able to do the same thing. I like that, and that is in this. We then follow Imani, and she is mourning the loss of her brother, but then something happens that makes her believe that her brother may be alive. She is then sent on this mission to get her brother together with her enemy, Taha, my boyfriend. And then we just follow them on this mission to go get her brother. It is so good. I love it. I'm not explaining it well enough. It deserves so much more than I'm giving it. But also, can we just talk about Taha? He's cute. He's an asshole, but apparently that's what I want. Oh, I'll be single forever. Anyways, recommend. I'm excited for the next book in the series. I might reread it. Now, this one is the one that is in my top 5 of favorite books of all time. And it got there so fast. City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaeffer. This book, first of all, it had me laughing. I know that I've done some tags where you had to pick a book that made you laugh, and I was like, okay, I've actually never laughed because of a book. This made me laugh. There are so many funny lines, and a lot of the characters are so sarcastic, and I just freaking love it. But this takes place in this very corrupt world. I read in the author letter that we got that it was very much inspired by the TV series Gotham, so that makes sense. And in this world, if you have a dream, or if you have a nightmare, you will be turned into this nightmare. You will be turned into your biggest fear. And then we just follow our main character, whose name I don't remember. Ness. We follow Ness as she goes about her life in this cult that she is a part of. And she is deathly afraid of nightmares. Then, for reasons I will not get into, she is on this boat with a nightmare when the boat explodes and he has to rescue her. And then we just follow the story along as more things get unveiled, and there is all these different twists and turns, and you never really know who is telling the truth and who you can trust. And I just love this so much. It was so good. I was wondering why there was a pterodactyl on the cover. It makes sense. Let me just say that. There is a pterodactyl in this. It doesn't play a big part, but it is there. I am so, like, I know I said I was excited for the sequel to Spice Road, and I am. But this one, I will be buying the second it releases. I will be getting my hands on this and reading it ASAP. Because this probably, like, I don't want to jinx it, but for now, it's the best book of the year. I did a horrible job at explaining what these books are about. But if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please leave down in the comments what your favorite read of March was, and was it a good month for you, or did you have a lot of 2 stars, maybe? Let me know down in the comments. If you just want to let me know that you're here but don't know what to comment, you can always leave a green heart. If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye!